Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and if you are new, welcome. Today we're going to look at my workflow that I'm doing to model this Yak 130. Now, I've always liked the Yak 130. Thought it was a cool airplane. But I never got around to modeling it, and the only way that I think that you can do justice to this is surface modeling this. So I found some former shapes and I'm using them to do this. I don't have a lot of them, but I have the major ones that I need, and then I can extrapolate other shapes from those formers and get the shape that I have here. But so far, this is looking pretty good. Still little tweaks and things I have to do to get everything correct. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is show you how I got to this process, go through my process here so you guys can model this as well and get to this point. Then I'll give you tips on finishing this, because this is going to take probably 3 or 4 parts doing this. Maybe not 3 or 4, maybe 2 to 3, because the section here, it's not that hard to do in here. It's just that I have to think a lot more how to model this intersection, the intakes here. It's not like the MiG-29 where those pretty much are separate, because this here is pretty much smooth as it flows up into this fuselage right here. So let's go ahead and get started here. And so we have the jet here and the formers. So what I did, I took the top of these formers and used the top shapes first to get from here to the back. Go ahead and delete these. I don't need these lines. Okay. So let's go ahead and start this A first. So what I did, create a sketch on this plane here. Sketch a line from the center. Now I'm going over this. I'm just eyeballing this, but you can do better things to get a more accurate center. All these points are not needed. It's just that I just used put them in here for speed to show you guys how to do this, because normally I would just use these. I put 2 points in here, the beginning and use these rails, not the rails, these handles here to get this shape. But it's faster just putting these points in here. But to get a really smooth shape, you want to use less points as possible. So, got the first one there, which is A. Then you come up here to move copy. And if this is selected over here, just go ahead and click that X. Now this line doesn't have to come all the way down because I'm going to delete it anyway. And move this down to where it needs to be at. Then rotate it 90 degrees and click OK. Now here at the top, we'll be at the top here, we can move this in just a little bit. And this down a little to match this line right here. And then with this line up here, we can go ahead and delete that. And do the same thing for the next one. Create a sketch on this plane here. Draw a center line or sketch a center line. Use a fit point spline. And to get a nice smooth transition from the top over here, you want this to be perpendicular. Now you can come up here and use a constraint for it to make sure it is perpendicular, but for speed, I'm just doing it this way. Same thing, move it, click that. And move this down here. Rotate 90 degrees, click OK. And we can move this in a little too. And down just a little bit. Delete this top line, don't need it. And on to the next former. Create a sketch, this plane here. A center line. Adjusting here. Finish sketch. Move copy. And again, if this is selected here, just click that X and select this. Move this down here. And just imagine this coming straight up here. Top view, rotate. "90 degrees, okay. Click OK, and that needs to come down just a little bit. And move this up a little. And this is what it looks like from the front, our lines. And the next one here. Delete this line, we don't need it. Create another sketch. I like doing these all separate when I put them in here. Sketching these. You could do one sketch and sketch all of these on one sketch and then move them, but I just like doing them separate. So I can, if I need to go back, I can go back to it and just that sketch and don't need to mess with anything else. If you like what I'm doing in these videos showing you guys how to model this stuff, go ahead and leave a comment and go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed as of yet. And like my videos as well. Finish sketch, move copy. And top view, rotate this. Delete this. And this goes in a little. Okay. And if you guys were wondering what this looks like so far, so if we went ahead and loft these, come up the surface, create, loft. Oops. Loft. Okay. Delete that. Don't know. Select the line, not the dot. Okay, and that's what that would look like from just those. Gives you a decent shape. But we need to put a couple of control rails and stuff like that also on it. So go ahead and cancel this, and we continue on with what we're doing. Now this former, again, create a sketch on this surface here. Line. Finish sketch. Move copy. And move this in a little. And this down a little. You can delete this line. I'll put this one in there. Create sketch. This plane here. Sketch a center line. Like I said before, I'm just doing this for speed. So I'm just guesstimating the center here. And yeah. Finish sketch. Move copy. Select this. And move this down. Rotate it 90 degrees, or it's going to be a negative 90. Click OK. Move this in a little. Delete this line. And the next one. Now this here is the vertical fin, so I'm not going to put that in here. Lofting these, this to this would be fine, but we don't have another shape in here, so we'll just draw a line over here, and the same thing with the back, and then put the vertical in later. Create a sketch on this plane here. And center line. Now, is this way easier than form modeling? I wouldn't say it's easier, but if you're having trouble with the form modeling, it might be a little easier doing this because the shapes are here for you. And then you have to do some very little, moving the points around to get them right. So it may be easier for some people, and it may be harder. But for me, modeling this particular jet, this is how I would do it. Well, not how I would do it. I'm actually doing it. Finish sketch. Move copy. And if you notice, I can't select the line here because of this, switch to body. So you want to move this back to sketch objects. And especially if you're new to Fusion, those little things like that can really mess you up sometimes if you're new to Fusion and you don't know what's going on. Like it was fine selecting it one time, you've done it like that all the time, then all of a sudden it just switches up on you. And I'm going to move this down a little. And delete this line. Now, if I were going to use a form to model this, I would do the center here, use a cylinder, extrude it all the way back to here, and then pull the sides out to get this shape here. And then do more work to keep it flat on the bottom. But that's just if I were doing it with a form. And create a sketch again on this plane here. Again, a center line. Same thing here like we did the other one. And by not including this in here, finish sketch, move copy, and move this in just a little bit. Delete this line here, don't need it. Now we've got those. Those are the shapes. Doesn't look like a Yak 130, but it will. Then what you do is create a sketch. Let's go on this plane here. And I'm going to use a fit point spline. Turn the canvases back on. And match this line up to the shape of this. Okay. Finish sketch. And we have that. So let's see what a loft using all this will look like. Let's come up to surface, loft, and select each profile here. And a rail. Okay. Now that's what that will look like. Not bad, but it needs more work. Go ahead and cancel that. Turn those canvases back off. Now this is a sharp bend right here from here to here. So that's going to go in more like that, which gives it that an odd shape here, like that. And we need it to be more smooth, the shape. So we'll loft that section there and see what that looks like. Okay. Now, as you can see, that's much better looking now. And it still retains that shape it's supposed to be. And you'll have to do that to get the shape you need. All right. Delete this loft here. Don't need it. Turn everything back on. Okay, now we're going to create a sketch on this plane here. And a fit point spline there. And look at this from the side. And it looks like we missed a rail here. So I'm going to do that again. Or not a rail, missed a profile. And we go back here and straighten up all these lines. Okay. Now this, a little wonky. But we'll go ahead and loft this and see what it looks like. And then we may have to do this again and move this up. So come over here, loft. And what you need to do is keep moving all your points around till you get a nice smooth curves. And that needs to come out. But this line is locked here. So I'm going to delete the loft and delete this line here. And do that line again. So, create a sketch. Fit point spline. Cancel this for a second. Just want to make sure I had everything turned on there. And fit point spline again. And straighten this all up again. Finish sketch. Okay. And loft again. And the rails. And as you can see, it's a lot smoother now. But you're going to have to work on it, all the points here, to get it all smooth like you want. And you see it's beginning to look real smooth now as I keep working with these points and everything. So that's how you do that. And I want you to keep working with those points to get it as smooth as you want it. Turn these sketches off here. Turn the canvases back on. And we have a really good shape. And I'm going to mirror the shape. And I'm going to use this line here. And keep them separate for now. So it's a new body, and click OK. And that's what we have so far. Pretty good. This Yak 130 is one of my favorite jets. Okay. And that didn't take very long. only about 40 minutes to do that. And I figure you probably work on this for another 20, 30 minutes and you'll have this shape really done well, the canopy and everything, like it my other one that I did. Now for this nose cone over here, what I did here, create a sketch on this plane and just drew a line like that, or sketch the line, turn those back on, and then construct. We want a plane and an angle. Use this line here, keep it at 0 degrees and click OK. Then look at this from the front. And now I'm going to create a form on this plane here. I'll use a cylinder. Now, just imagine this nose here being round up front. Let's see if I can turn it like that so you can see this here. So just imagine this being completely round up here. And now, if you're new to Fusion again and this happens to you where you don't see your cylinder, it's because you have your lines. Most likely your lines are turned off and you just type Control-6 to turn them back on. And then you see the circle. Now this went the other direction, which isn't a problem. Just move it this way. Then you just start modeling this as like normal. Once again, if you like what I'm doing here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything. Okay, let's see what this looks like so far with everything else. All right. And if you're using SolidWorks and you want me to show you guys how to do this in SolidWorks, go ahead and leave a comment. Also, if I get enough interest, I'll show you guys how to do this in SolidWorks also. Okay, this is what we have from the front. And that doesn't, it's not working too great. So let's go back to there. Do this again. .25 degrees. And you guys keep working with this too until you get the desired shape. And let's turn this off. Okay. And I'm going to move this down just a hair. Try to get it to match there. Too much. Anyway, that's how you guys do that. Just keep playing with this until you get this to match up like you want it to. Turn off these sketches. And that's what we have so far. But keep playing around with all these until you get everything lined up, and the sketches in here until you get this nice smooth in there. And I'll do one more thing here. I'm just going to put this vertical fin here, show you guys how to do that. Create a sketch on this plane. Turn these off back here. Draw a line there to there. And that line, just imagine this coming down here, and same thing with the back. Finish sketch. Turn the sketches back on. If you're new to Fusion and you're wondering why your line's turned off, and just come over here to sketch and turn them back on. Then come up to construct, plane at an angle. Use this, change this to 90 degrees. And click OK. Now go to create sketch on this plane here. And I'm just going to trace this fin here. So use a fit point spline. Snap it onto this point of that line, front of the line. And sketch a line on there. Mirror this top line here. That's the object. And the mirror line is going to be this line here. And click OK. Finish sketch. Rotate to the side, right side. Create a sketch on this plane here. Use a line, L for line. Click that. Drag this all the way to the top of this. Line again. And the front, same thing. And just touch that and follow the dotted lines across. And finish sketch. And next, come over here to create, and we're going to use a sweep. Change this to path and guide rails, and change this to full extents. Then the profile, select this and this. Then the path is going to be this front line, and the guide rail is going to be this back line. And click OK. And turn the sketches off. Okay, and that's what we have so far on this Yak 130. Now I did some other things, just cut these out and made these translucent so you can see through them, but you don't have to do that for now. That was just aesthetics. And I did a little more down here, and all I did was use the bottom shapes to go back farther back here. But anyway, that's going to do it for this for now. As you can see, this is looking pretty good too. Cut the lines off. Okay. Now, yeah, this is looking pretty good too. But like I said, you're going to have to go back and move the points around and get everything smooth on here. And this is what I'm working on here. And as you can see, it's a lot smoother than the other one. But yeah, but that's how I got to that stage from to this. So if you have any questions on this, go ahead and leave them down in the comments, or you can send me an email, or you can even contact me on my Facebook group or my Patreon site. Both are called CAD Build Fly RC. Go over there and have a look at those two sites. And if you need help on modeling an airplane, I can help you more over on my Patreon site. So yeah, So go over there and have a look. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like and comment. And that's going to do it for this video. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
Subscribe for more.